We're all looking for power, aren't we? Power to cook our food, to cool our house, to play our radios, to provide light to read by. But electrical power is expensive in Micronesia. We saw what happened just a few years ago when oil prices skyrocketed and electrical power became much more expensive than ever before. And then there are others who don't have an electrical outlet to hook into. Those who live in distant villages or in outer islands, far from power lines. They need power as well. For all of us, whether we live in town or not, whether we are burdened with high power bills or not, power comes in many forms. Micronesians have many resources available, literally right in their backyards, that can be used to make energy. The sun, the wind, the water, and the ever-present coconut. We'll show you 6 ways you can make and use your own power. Power that doesn't make pollution or contribute to the rising sea levels. These range from projects you can do by yourself for free in a matter of minutes, to powerful, complicated, and to be honest, expensive projects requiring plenty of time and extra help from your family. And for every project introduced here, there is a separate video that shows you step by step how to make your own. So whether you live in town or on an outer island, whether you consider yourself handy with tools or not, whether you have lots of time to spare or none at all, you can use the power in many forms that's all around you.
Coconut oil lamp and stove. This personal coconut oil lamp can provide light for about 30 minutes. It's very easy to make and can be made for free. How much power? About 30 minutes of light for one person. How much money? This project can be made without any money at all. How much time? It takes about 10 minutes to make this lamp. How much work? It takes so little effort to make this project, we have to say none. How much knowledge? You don't need to know anything special to make this. How many tools? No special tools, but you will need a knife. How many people? Just one. To make this coconut oil lamp, find 2 cans. Aluminum cans are easiest to work with, and one can should be smaller than the other. Take the tab off the larger can and then cut it like this. Then fold it open. Cut the smaller aluminum can like this, and then make a small hole in the bottom. That's where your wick goes. Many things can be used for a wick, or you can make your own from old rags. There is a special wick made of fiberglass that lasts practically forever. It costs about $20 for a 50-yard roll, and that may sound like a lot, But if you cut it into 1-inch wicks, each wick costs about a penny. Pour some coconut oil into the bottom of the large can, place the small can with the wick inside the large can, and light the wick. Be sure to place it where you won't bump into it, and the lamp will stay lit for about 30 minutes. If you make several wicks, you can make a coconut oil stove like this. You'll need something to hold the oil, a pie tin will do, and some type of grill to hold your food over the flames. It's best to light the wicks from the inside out so you don't burn your hand. A better way to make coconut oil. Making coconut oil the traditional way can take many hours, but there is a way to make coconut oil quicker, using a machine like this. How much power? It depends, but generally, you will make several cups of coconut oil. How much money? About $130. How much time? It takes a few minutes to set up, and then it takes about 1 hour to make 1 cup of oil. How much work? There is lots of hand cranking, but it's not strenuous. How much knowledge? No special knowledge, anyone can do this. How many tools? You might need a hammer or a screwdriver to attach the oil press to a table or a bench, but once it's set up, no tools are necessary. How many people? You only need 1. This oil press is called Pitaba and works very well with coconuts. It takes about 10 minutes to put together, and it works best if it's bolted to a table. It is a little expensive, but if you get several people to split the cost, it's affordable. There is one other thing, and that is the coconut has to be cut and then dried for a day or 2 first. But if you plan ahead or share the work, in the end, it takes less time to make coconut oil than hand squeezing. And, as an added bonus, it makes about twice as much oil from the same amount of coconuts. Solar cooker. This inexpensive solar cooker is another way to cook that doesn't cost any money. How much power? Enough to cook a pot of food. How much money? About $3 for foil and glue. How much time? It takes about 20 minutes to build the cooker, but about 3 or 4 hours to cook the food. How much work? Just a little cutting and a little gluing to assemble the cooker. How much knowledge? Nothing special. How many tools? Just a couple. A knife and a ruler is helpful, but no special tools. How many people? Just 1. With this solar cooker, you can cook food without fire or electricity. It cooks food slowly by focusing the heat of the sun right on the food. It's especially good for local food, and it can cook rice. It does take longer than using fire or electricity, but think about this. You don't have to watch it all the time. You can leave it alone for hours and hours. In fact, you will probably want to. It works best when the sun is brightest, between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon. It cooks food slowly at low temperatures, so it will not burn your food. And it can get hot, so keep it up high, where small children can't accidentally touch it or fall on it. Rechargeable batteries. Almost all small electronic items use batteries. Some, like flashlights and radios, use standard-sized batteries like AA or D cells. These can be one-time only batteries or rechargeable. Rechargeable batteries cost more at first, but over time actually cost less. If you go one step further and get a solar charger, you can keep your batteries charged all the time without using cash power. How much power? Enough to charge small batteries. How much money? Chargers cost $25 to $50, depending on what you want to charge. How much time? You don't have to build anything, but it will take a few hours to charge your batteries. How much work? There is truly no work involved in this project. None. How much knowledge? Again, no special knowledge is required for this project. How many tools? No tools are necessary for this project. How many people? Only one. Normal batteries, called alkaline batteries, seem to cost less than rechargeable batteries, but you can only use them once. Eventually, you will spend more on alkaline batteries than rechargeable batteries, which you can use over and over up to 1,000 times. And think about this. Every time you throw away an alkaline battery, even if you put it in the trash, poisonous materials will eventually leak into the lagoon and into the fish. And if you eat the fish, it comes back into you. The 4 renewable energy ideas presented so far are simple and inexpensive, and you can easily do them on your own. The last 3 are much more powerful, but also require more time and money and skills and tools. But you don't have to be an expert. We know because we built the systems, and we're not experts. For more detailed information on any of the projects in this video, contact Micronesian Seminar or visit www.micsem.org. Solar panels. Solar panel systems can be as small as 1 panel or as large as this one in Koshrai, or bigger. The power from solar panels can be used for just about anything, from a few lights to powering everything in your house. How much power? A single solar panel generates around 100 watts, but many together will generate hundreds or even thousands of watts. How much money? Each panel is about $600 plus shipping, but there is also wire, controls, and batteries. How much time? A small system might take a day to put together, but a large system will take at least a week and probably much more. How much work? A solar panel project takes quite a bit of work. A lot of climbing, a lot of cutting, drilling, and wiring. How much knowledge? You will need at least some basic construction knowledge, and you must be comfortable working with electricity. How many tools? You will need quite a few hand tools, a power drill, and a multimeter. How many people? For a solar project, you should have at least 2 people, but you might be able to install a small system by yourself. Compared to wind and water systems, solar panel systems are fairly easy to install. Solar systems have 3 basic parts: the solar panels, the controller, and the batteries. The solar panels convert the sunlight to electricity. The controller is like a traffic cop controlling the flow of electricity. And the batteries store your electricity until you're ready to use it. Solar panels come in many different sizes, but they are all measured by the number of watts they produce. One small solar panel might produce 50 watts or even less, while a large solar panel might produce 175 watts. Solar panels are generally not available in Micronesia, but you can get them on Guam. Solar system controllers are also not available in Micronesia. Controllers come in various electrical ratings and need to match the system they are controlling. Solar system batteries, called deep cycle batteries, are available all over Micronesia. They look just like car batteries, but they are different. By the way, car batteries do not work well with solar panels. They will work, but are made for cars and will not last long with solar panels. And one more thing. Normal electric items like fans, rice cookers, and TVs cannot be plugged into your batteries directly. For items like these, an inverter must be installed in the system. Inverters also come in various electrical ratings and must also match the system they are attached to. So, a system works like this. The solar panels make the electricity and send it to the controller. The controller either allows or denies the solar panels to charge the batteries. If the batteries are full, the controller turns off the electricity. When some of the electricity is taken from the batteries, the level in the battery goes down and the controller allows the solar panels to charge the batteries until they're full again. There is no right or wrong way to build a solar system. A large system designed to run a house with many electrical items will require many solar panels and batteries and controllers. A small system, like this one, has one solar panel to power one light. In general, a system should have one battery for every 100 watts the solar panels can produce. If there are too many batteries in a system, they may not get charged before the sun goes down. If there are too many solar panels, the batteries will fill up early in the day and the system will be idle the rest of the day. And there are many other factors to consider, too many to list here. More detailed information, including step-by-step instructions on how to build a solar panel system, is available on a separate DVD. Contact Micronesian Seminar for a copy. Wind generator. A wind generator can produce quite a bit of electricity, more than most solar panel systems in Micronesia. They are also less expensive than solar panel systems that produce the same amount of electricity. And, unlike solar panels, they can work all the time, not just during the day. But you don't see many wind generators in Micronesia. Why? They are difficult to build and require a lot of land. How much power? Most of the time hundreds of watts, and at times over 1,000 watts. How much money? Parts for a wind generator will cost between $3,000 and $4,000, not including batteries. How much time? A wind generator takes a long time to build, at least a month if you make your own parts. How much work? A wind generator requires a lot of effort. Measuring, cutting, drilling, carving, sanding, painting, climbing, all types of work. How much knowledge? Building a wind generator will also demand advanced knowledge of construction, as well as a solid understanding of electricity. How many tools? This project requires many hand tools, and a power drill, and a multimeter. How many people? A wind generator requires about 6 adult men to complete. Wind generators can be big or small, and like solar panels, the bigger ones make more electricity. They are made of many parts, but the whole system is basically 4 things: the wind turbine, the tower that holds it, the controls, and the batteries. The electricity is made at the top of the tower with the turbine. The turbine is two sets of magnets, the red metal plates you see in this one, that spin around the tan metal plate with the wire coils in it. The spinning makes the electricity. And the faster it spins, the more electricity it makes. Turbines are generally purchased as a kit, and you put it together. The kits are not available in Micronesia, but are easy to find in the US. This wind generator was put together on Ponape, and some of the parts, the blades for example, were also made on Ponape. There are many types of turbines, but they are all up high in the air, where the wind flows steady and straight, or without turbulence. The wind we feel on the ground is different. It is constantly changing speed and direction. A tower is essential for a wind generator. Putting a wind generator on a roof is tempting, but should not be done in any circumstances. It will damage the building and the people inside it. Wind towers should be at least 30 feet tall or taller and away from buildings and other obstacles that disrupt the wind. At least 100 meters or 300 feet. Wind generator towers can be aluminum like this one or made from steel pipes. Either way, wind towers must be very strong. As a general rule, towers are put in cement and also supported by cables like these called guy wires. The turbine on top of this tower is only average sized, but weighs over 100 pounds. There is a saying about wind turbine towers. If you think it's strong enough to hold your turbine, then prove it by climbing to the top. The electrical controls for a wind generator are similar to the controls for a solar panel system. They come in various electrical ratings, must match the system they are controlling, and they are not available in Micronesia. But a wind generator also has a diversion or dummy load. It is there to accept all of the electricity from the system if the batteries are fully charged. The batteries for a wind generator are the same type as solar systems, deep cycle, and are available throughout Micronesia. Again, do not use car batteries. They are made to start cars and will not last long on a wind generator or any renewable energy system. Basically, a wind generator works like this. The electricity is generated by the spinning turbine, comes down the tower through this cable, is converted to match the batteries and then goes directly to the batteries. The controller is after the batteries, not before them, like with solar panels. If the batteries are full, the controller sends the extra electricity to the diversion or dummy load. The controller cannot turn off the flow of electricity from a wind generator, only redirect it to a safe place. There are two big differences between wind generators and solar panel systems. Wind generators cannot be turned off electronically, and wind generators are big, heavy things with moving parts. And, as a rule, moving parts eventually break. For these two reasons, wind generators must be under constant supervision. A system like this, with 5-foot blades, will generate, roughly, as much electricity as 5 or 6 solar panels. But remember, solar panels only work well for about 10 hours on sunny days, whereas the wind generator can be making electricity all day and all night. High-head microhydro. Making electricity from a stream or river, called high-head microhydro, is rare in Micronesia. Compared to solar and wind energy systems, these systems are much easier to afford and assemble. But the trade-off is they generate much less electricity, 200 watts, or enough for about 15 lights, at the most. How much power? Very little compared to solar and wind systems, about 100 watts. How much money? It could be as low as $300, but expect to spend between $750 to $1,000. How much time? Water systems are fairly simple, taking less than a week to build. How much work? A water generator takes a little bit of work, mostly climbing and putting pipes together. How much knowledge? You will need some basic construction knowledge, nothing special, and a basic understanding of electricity. How many tools? This project will require very few tools, but a saw to cut pipe is necessary. How many people? A high-head water generator could be put together by one person. The general idea behind a water generator is to redirect as much water as possible as high up a mountain as possible. The amount of water in the system is called flow. How far it falls is called head. If you're interested in a water system, measure these two first, because everything in the system will depend on how much head and flow there is. A high-head micro-hydro system has 5 basic parts: a water inlet, the penstock or pipes, the turbine, the batteries, and a water return or tail race. The water inlet is where the system starts. The idea is simple: divert as much water as possible into the system. But just water, no leaves or sticks or tiny rocks or sand. A settling tank will help with this and keep a steady flow of water in the system. Anything that is heavier than water will sink to the bottom. Anything lighter than water will float, and everything that is water will go into the system. The water goes down the hill to the turbine through the penstock or pipe. As you can see, the pipe for this project is PVC pipe. It's important to use strong pipe for a water generator. The pressure created by the water in the pipe can crush weak pipes. When the water reaches the bottom of the hill, it is directed right to the turbine wheel, which is attached to the generator. Like the wind generator, the spinning magnets make the electricity. You can save the electricity for later and store it in a battery. Batteries require a controller that matches the system. When the battery drops to a certain level, the controller will resume charging them. This system has a second water outlet. This second outlet can be used for a second nozzle on the turbine wheel, or, with the right fittings, for a hose. After the water is done making electricity, it has to be returned to the source. It can be done in many ways, but usually some ordinary pipe will do the job.
With a little bit of time and effort, you too can take advantage of the power that comes in many forms in Micronesia.